Everything is good. Everything is good. She looks at the picture. She goes, we can't accept this. There's a shadow behind your ear. And now I'm like actually crying. I'm crying at the passport agency being like
Joe
please.
is actually, again, I'm working. Joe is texting me. I'm getting paragraphs coming in at the same time.
They're being read by Siri over the speaker.
Like shadowing, and I'm probably telling people in the class too. I'm probably like, Joe might not be able to come to Italy. Shadow in the picture. Shadow in the picture.
Shadow in the picture. And I was like, please, like I need to go on this trip. The flight's in 3 hours. Like I need to go.
4 and 3 and 2 and 1.
Welcome back to Girls Rewatch, a podcast about girls,
TV, and girls on TV.
I'm Amelia Retaller.
And I'm Evan Lazarus, and today we're covering Season 3, Episode 8, Burning Bridges.
And honey, we're back in our studio. We're back in New York, Bushwick, America, where we belong.
I know, we haven't been on this couch in forever.
Literally, it feels like months.
It feels good to be back.
I feel like I'm going to be awkward today. Like I'm out of practice. I haven't been in this basement in a while.
I know, but it's nice and cool.
It's nice and what?
Cold. The word kind of got mumbled in my throat.
I got a coffee on my walk here, and at the Variety, the girl was like, I love your sweater, but don't you think it's too hot to be wearing that today?
They can't talk to you like
and
that
I
at
said,
Variety.
I will tip you $1, but I can't believe you're speaking to me like this.
It's impossible to dress in this weather. I brought a 4-pound coat out last night. Didn't need it once. I wore a tank top. I wore a tank top and 4-pound coat. And that's truly the only way you can dress for this weather.
It is like, well, maybe the girl, because she was behind the register, couldn't see that I was wearing a micro skirt.
Right, exactly.
It's like, I actually have balance at play, ma'am.
You got to keep the core warm and the legs are fine.
I feel bad for calling her a ma'am. It was definitely a girl.
That's ma'am. Today, when I was watching this, I didn't have all the episodes downloaded on my computer, so I went on to F Movies to watch it instead.
Do you not have Hulu or Paramount Plus?
No, I don't have Hulu or Paramount Plus.
Evan, that's insane.
Why? It's okay not to have either. And maybe I do have Hulu, but I'd rather not watch an ad right now.
So you're going to torrent it?
Yeah, I pirate everything. They say people that pirate media are the biggest consumers of it.
That's not great.
No, it's good. They pay the most for media in general, too. People that torrent it. Because they're just media lovers.
Well, why are they not? How are they not paying for it and they're still paying?
Because they'll pay in other ways, right? So they'll go to movies more often. They're probably subscribing to other platforms like Netflix and HBO, but sometimes they're torrenting
so funny. It's like being in a relationship and it's like, yeah, I fail you in this regard, but I show up in other ways. Okay.
Yeah, they're the biggest lovers and consumers of media because you really have to go out of your way to get through all those ad blocks on F Movies.
I've never downloaded an ad blocker because there's nothing worse to me than the idea of opening up a website and the sidebar being like ad block. Like, show me the ad.
You're
gonna grayscale it and say ad block at me? No, that's gonna ruin my online.
But the ad that popped up today during the Broad City video,
this is filming upside down. Well, if the intro and the main thing look different, just know that the iPhone's flipped the other way.
The iPhone flipped the other way. So the ad that popped up was something called Weed Map from John, and I really love the brands that he decided to point out on his Weed Map. Hyper specific.
Did John send you something?
No. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah. Can you run it back for me and the folks
ad
at
that
home?
popped up on my torrented version of Broad City was something called Weed Map by John.
Weed Map by John. Okay.
And it was companies kind of like world with no vowels, just a Y.
So we used to need weed maps, but now, of course, weed's legalized. And that's the difference between us and Abby and Alana.
Well, also, it's like they even torrented websites like F Movies are keeping data on their consumers because you're watching Broad City, you're getting a weed ad.
Honey, especially, if you don't think Pornhub is the #1 collector of data, you don't know a single thing.
I guess I don't know a single thing. They're not the #1 collector of data.
Girl.
No, are they?
No, I made that up. I made that statistic up.
No, I don't think that's even close.
But it's like all websites are collecting our data, and like you think about websites where you're like, how is this free? Because there's fucked up ads.
Porn websites only get one side of the story. There's not so much data for me. They don't understand that I'm also trying to buy a Bape hoodie through Facebook Marketplace.
I know. I'm trying. I literally. Well, this is boring. Now I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
Self-censor.
Self-censor. Sorry, I don't want to talk about my failing mic joke from yesterday.
What was the joke?
About browser history.
No, it's a good joke. Didn't it do well?
part of it, and I'm gonna keep it going. But like, we can save it for another
Well,
time.
one thing you have to do with every joke when you go to open mic is tell it one time, let it bomb, and then try it again 3 or 4 more times to no acclaim.
I know, yeah. I have to remember like it's a writing process,
Yeah.
and that's half the fun, and that's not a travesty.
No, it's not a travesty. I have been kind of not writing a ton of stand up, but I'm getting back more into it currently.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like it's a fun game. It really feels so close to
When
mathematics.
I actually make
Uh-huh.
space and time in my life to sit down and write, I am having fun. But I agonize over getting to that 1 hour
I know.
for days and weeks
It's
and
so
months.
painful.
Like it's like I have to do everything.
I have to write in my
right.
calendar at least 8 times to do it once.
I literally am like, I do this every day. It's on my
I
habit
know.
trackers, and every day I do it once or twice a month, and I'm like, this was so
I have 2
easy
push
and fun.
notifications today. I never accomplished it.
We're sick. Anyways, today's episode of the podcast.
I'm
I'm
so
so
excited
fun.
with Good
We have
Children.
one return. I think Andrew didn't watch Girls, but he's seen Broad City. Is that what the?
I think that's what their lore is.
That's what the lore
Uh-huh.
is, and we can't wait to unpack more of their
Yeah.
lore. We'll be right back. Ross Dissolve joining us
Oh
on the
my
couch today.
God.
The one and only Good Children.
Hello.
It's so exciting to be here.
Oh my God, we're honored to have you.
It's like intimate too.
It is
very
intimate.
It's very
yeah, I'm like
intimate.
4 girls on the couch.
Yeah, like,
Anything could happen.
Friday afternoon, like the day is young.
This does convert into a mattress.
Oh, it
Ooh,
does?
Yeah.
So we'll save that for
Sleepover.
later.
We'll see where like 30 minutes takes
yeah.
us. Okay.
Yeah, check back in.
Okay.
But we're so excited to be reviewing Broad City Season 3, Episode 8, Burning Bridges.
We did bring you guys are from Long Island, so it's very
We are.
important. to have
Oh my
for
god,
this
it was
episode.
such an important episode for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah, because the parents.
The parents.
Yes.
The LIE.
Might,
The
they might
LIE,
be by
yeah.
by like your parents.
Yes. Probably
They might
are our parents.
they probably
in many
might even be
ways.
your mom and dad.
In many, many ways.
Okay, we're gonna do a really quick synopsis and then we'll get started. Directed by Lucia Nello, written by Abby, Alana, and our girl Naomi Epikagarin. I wish I could learn her last name.
We
Cold-
spell it differently every
I
time.
know.
though.
Cold open, Abby and Alana FaceTime while walking to meet each other. Abby is on her way to give Alana a jar of her pee so she can pass a drug test. During their conversation about thongs, Abby's pro-thong, Alana's anti-thong, Alana accidentally spills the pee on herself. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1-1. Abby and Trey have been casually hooking up, but Trey wants to take Abby on a proper date. Abby reluctantly agrees, though she doesn't want to, as she's still keeping Trey a secret. Meanwhile, Alana is dancing down the streets of New York, Madonna, Rihanna, Alana style, when she gets a call from her parents, who are running late for their 35th wedding anniversary dinner.
Abby and Alana meet at the park, where Abby lies to Alana, claiming she's busy tonight because she's training Shania Twain. Lincoln then shows up and tells Alana that he's going to be monogamous with Steph, so they need to stop seeing each other. Alana feels hurt, runs away, and meets her parents at a different bark/park, where she begins
Sorry.
catcalling random people, and in an awkward twist, she accidentally catcalls her own brother, Elliot.
Awkward.
Elliot.
Abby ends up at the same restaurant as Alana's family for her date with Trey, and when Alana's mom runs into her on the way to the bathroom, she is invited to join them. Caught in the lie, Abby nervously tries to juggle her date with Trey and Alana's family dinner. When Alana's mom starts choking on a lychee, Abby frantically calls for Trey to come to her rescue. This causes the truth about Abby and Trey to come out. Alana is furious and Abby chases after her, claiming Trey means nothing to her and is just a guilty pleasure. Trey overhears this conversation and leaves very upset. Alana reveals she's not crying about Trey. She's happy for Alana and gets it. She's upset because Lincoln has ended things with her.
Oh my god. Since this reading, now we can be a fictional narrative podcast. Thank God.
Wait, and sorry, final
Category.
scene, interior bathtub, our favorite
Oh my
location for
God,
shows
yeah.
about girls. Abby and Alana in the bathtub exchanging secrets back and forth, reclaiming their tight friendship of true honesty.
And that's what you missed on Glee.
Such a good episode.
So
Such a
sweet.
good episode.
God, it's good.
So many layers.
We've actually never read the synopsis in front of her guests before.
I loved it.
Yeah, I would do that every week.
Yeah, should we
You
do
guys
it?
just
Yeah.
like start reading. Yeah,
It was good
just
to like
my God.
refresh.
Oh,
you're
Also,
actually
I
so
watched
right.
it last night, but it was good to hear it again.
Guys, we're so excited to
We're
have you
so
on the
happy.
podcast. You're family to us in many ways.
Truly cousins.
We almost never
sisters.
get 2 girls in the studio once. It feels electric.
We actually never
Wow.
get people we know either.
It feels natural on this
Yeah,
couch.
it does
make
for
sense.
people.
Yeah, although way, I'm gonna check in with you every
Yeah,
once in
I
a
haven't
while.
seen your face once.
Just
It is an intimacy for me
This
and
is like
Andrew.
the most we've ever
Yeah,
touched.
this is
Really?
really
like,
it.
whoa, the rumors are true.
You guys
We're
actually film
dating.
on separate corners of the room in your own.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we
yes,
literally
we actually do.
Yeah,
they finally made eye
famously.
contact for that one too.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah, we're working through it like years and years of I don't know,
It's
touch
like that,
deprivation.
yeah.
Wait, you guys aren't touch forward?
No.
In
Oh,
my head, you guys
really?
would be.
No. Like we're getting
There's
gassy
a
about it.
verbal forward.
Yeah, exactly. No, we're definitely verbal forward.
Yeah.
Actually, not
No,
even
we're
that.
we don't talk to each other. We don't look at each other. We don't touch
Passive
each other.
forward?
It's like we sit in the same room and share silence.
Yeah, but then we talk like nonstop.
about
but yeah,
something. Yeah.
growing up, we never really touched each other. We were never huggers, but
Yeah.
now we like
Oh.
we'll like hug
try it out.
occasionally.
Remember that time we hugged before one of us went on vacation when we first moved into Brooklyn?
and it felt different.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
It was it was actually really weird.
It was
though.
really
It was like,
weird.
why did we? It was like someone was leaving for college.
It's like even if Joe was like away for 2 months, he would come back and I'd be like,
Hey. That's how I am with my siblings.
You guys
Yeah.
really
And I've
need
been
a
trying to
podcast.
like be more open and hug them, and we're both just like,
literally, yeah. So
Anyways, for the folks at home, please tell us
my God,
what is your deal.
Okay, so I feel like and deal. A quick refresher: my relationship to Broad City.
Yes, and
should
also who you are.
And like,
Okay.
if people have
Kind of
never heard of you,
borderline.
like, can you
Oh,
place
yes.
Which-
yourself in the zeitgeist for them?
Yeah, so me and Andrew are podcasters. We're from Long Island,
Mhm.
a la Alana Glazer
We-
/ Wexler.
best friends since 4 years old.
Yes.
Done everything together, lived together. I have a lot of shared nostalgic memories.
Yes.
And then we said, fuck our corporate jobs. We want to start a podcast. And
we just kind of vibe out. We
Yeah.
kind of just I really do believe like I moved to New York. The moment it all does come back to Broad City
does.
in an authentic way. Like I saw Broad City when I was like in college, and I was like or high school, college. I was like, I need to move to New York with Andrew. Period. Like, and Andrew
Aw.
had no plans of living in New York. Moved to Boston. I was like, I need this to happen. Thank God for COVID. Thank God for COVID. It all works
Oh,
out.
and by the way, thank God for that
Right,
one.
and
Yeah.
let's say it one more time. Thank God for
For COVID.
COVID. Me and
Yeah.
Andrew moved in together, and then the Broad City antics kind of just ramped up to a crazy way.
And it was honestly, and to talk about the podcast for one more second, like the reason we started the podcast is because we saw Alana Glazer perform
Yeah.
her stand up
Oh my
because she's
God.
meant so much to us. I mean, seeing a girl from Long Island do it, we were like,
Yeah.
that's
You're
all
like,
it
we
took.
could do anything.
No.
Let's buy the mic.
Literally-
No, verbatim. That's
Verbatim.
exactly what happened in
you
the
guys
Uber
saw
home.
her
In the Uber home.
environmental science forward stand-up special. You said start a podcast.
Started a podcast
Yeah.
about nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never,
Yes.
I've never heard that story.
Well,
It
That's
was
beautiful.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got home from Gowanus. We went to Andrew went to Best Buy the next day, and we recorded the podcast the following day. Like
Are you
immediately.
kidding?
No.
Yeah, we're
Seriously.
actually coming up on the 3-year anniversary of
Mhm.
doing that. It was
Yeah.
like April.
Wait,
yeah.
and I didn't know you guys were working corporate, and you're like, this has to stop.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
working
yeah.
corporate, and then I was like trying to chase my fitness dream too.
Right,
Kind
because
of
you
very
famously
Abby.
work at that one place.
Yeah, I famously work at that.
He works at
that one
every place at this point.
I actually work at I work at 2 places now.
And has
Actually,
done
almost
everyone.
3, but I've bopped around. It's like
Wait, what are
I'm
the
a
other
hoe
ones?
for the fitness clubs in Williamsburg. What are the other ones?
Yeah.
So let's name them.
Yes.
Session in Williamsburg.
Yeah.
I sub there. I work at the Equinox, Domino
You work
Equinox.
at the Domino.
Wait,
Yeah.
really?
I go there.
Just one
Same
We
class a
just
week.
went last week.
Oh my god.
Tuesdays 12:15 athletic conditioning. I'll see you there.
I'll come.
No, please, they're about to cancel my class.
Really? Because no one comes.
Low attendance.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go to
but
Amelia
it has
and edit
nothing
your
to do with me.
podcast and then get taught by you.
Yeah, that's
You go from
perfect.
employee to employer to employee to employer, vice versa.
It's a
How
cultural
beautiful.
exchange like no other.
No, I'm obsessed with it. Yeah. So, and then I'm on a fitness app, Pride Fit.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How is gay fitness different from regular fitness?
Oh,
Great
wow.
question.
That's an amazing
I've
question.
been
Yeah.
kind of dying to know.
Such a good question. I mean, like, I think gay fitness is so broad. Like,
Mm.
there's fitness in general. There are so many areas of it that, like, I think are problematic when you're focusing on, like, just what your body looks like. My version of gay fitness is, like, making people feel as comfortable as possible across the spectrum, regardless of what your body looks like when you walk into my class, to be like, girls, we're going to get a fat ass today.
I
And
love
they're
that.
like, let's absolutely
You're the only
get
one
it.
positive.
I'm going to Domino.
Yeah, for a fat
do.
ass.
Domino soon.
Yeah, I need to get it. You too. And fitness isn't a part of your lifestyle.
I mean, I'm a member. I'm a member at the Domino Equinox,
Oh
my
so I'll see
God.
you there. Aside from
Yeah.
that, absolutely not. No, my lifestyle is sitting at a computer and editing and just thinking.
You're
and
amazing at that.
reading.
You're
Thank
really
you.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
I
Thank you
really
so
respect
much.
someone who hangs out in the editing bay.
Yeah, I know. We're sisters in that way.
Yes.
There's a lot of commonality.
People don't know what it's like because you're always editing the footage. No one's actually filming you editing the footage.
Yeah, and I'm actually thinking we should start doing that.
Yeah.
I think that there should be a separate bank of content that is just like an
Twitch
hour
live
and a half.
stream.
A live stream.
Yeah.
It's just silence.
You're like, cut that.
Command K.
I would love to body double with you while you edit.
Yeah.
I can like write an email.
Perfect.
Yeah, we can be productive
Literally perfect.
together.
I would love that.
Beautiful.
I've never offered that once. Joe's in the room. No.
I love it. Well, let's ask the age-old question.
Okay. Oh God, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
It's not
I
gonna be
already have
easy.
my theory. We should honestly do a whiteboard for this one.
A whiteboard?
Yeah.
Kind of like reveal what we're thinking for them.
Yeah.
I would rather have that before we give our
Same.
answers.
Okay.
Honestly. Okay, wait. I'll grab a pen.
Okay. Yeah, get an actual whiteboard.
Grab a pen.
1, 2, 3.
Girl, what girl are we?
Oh my God. Okay. Do we? Have to
Okay,
sit-
this is
do you
what
want
I
me to
did.
go first.
And this is an audio medium, so we will read out what we put on the back of these papers. I said Joe is
They give you number
Alana,
one pencil. It's so light.
Literally the lightest pencil I've ever
and
seen.
Andrew is
For
Abby.
sketch class. And then I also kind of did the same exact thing.
Okay, that's a relief. That's a relief
Yeah.
because we've been sitting in a murky, cloudy, gray area for years because it really is like, are you familiar with the episode of Jimmy Neutron when Cindy and Jimmy's brains get mixed and they have to like pluck their personality traits out and
Core
put them
memory.
back?
Don't talk. We know that episode.
Yes, sorry. I'm sorry to talk down on you like that. That's what it feels like watching the show because we'd obviously we'd watch it. We'd be high. We'd be sitting there watching it, and it's like, oh my God, Andrew, you're so Alana in this scene. Oh my God, I'm so Abby in this scene. But ultimately, I do think there are certain things that are undeniable about us.
Yes.
For example, personal trainer, fitness space, Abby.
Not
Full
even that. Like,
steez.
I'm legitimately mopping the floors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so Abby.
That's what you
It gets
call
me
it.
through it. It's like when I'm mopping, I'm like, Abby did this one. So literally down the street, so I'm so good.
I still think you need a cleaner shirt really badly.
I do
You
need a cleaner shirt.
And
And I
you
am
need to
like-
wear it too as a trainer.
And I would try to fuck the other trainer, like Trey. So
Yeah,
Wow.
you would. I'm sure you would love Trey.
Is there gay sex
don't even.
that you're cleaning up after? Well, you're not going.
I'm not cleaning at Equinox.
Okay.
No, no, no.
Just the indication is there is gay
Sorry.
sex at Equinox.
Yeah, exactly. There you guys go. There's gay sex at Equinox.
Well, they famously made the sauna at the Domino Equinox co-ed, so there'd be less
Mhm.
gay sex.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that steam room,
Didn't stop them.
yeah, the
Those
steam
poor
room is still
girls.
there.
No, but you are very Alana. There are different, but I think that you can still like take things from both of them.
Yes.
But I think
Well,
the
this is
overarching-
why
it's nebulous.
I
Yes.
wrote Ab for Joe, and then I was like, well, that's obviously not the case
Yeah.
because you're more Abby.
Mhm.
But I think Joe has an Abby part of him.
Yes,
Yes.
for sure. I
An
think
Abby
I'd have the
Moon?
Oprah tattoo, like
Yeah.
for sure.
Right.
I think that Alana's like dating history and political insanity is very me. Like that all adds up, and the way she dresses also. Like I feel like all of that is me, and then Abby's like bookwormy awkwardness, I
Yeah.
also fall into, and then your outgoingness is Alana.
Yeah, I agree. And then
It's science,
And also your curl pattern. It's much closer.
Yes,
my curl
yeah.
pattern. Yes,
Uh-huh.
I actually do feel Alana and I look very familial.
Yes,
You know,
Well, it's
in a-
Italian Jewish. It's a
That's what
crossover.
it is. And Long
Yeah.
Island, it's like we all mesh.
and the
So
water
it's-
on Long Island, it makes you all look alike.
Yeah,
or
I
There's
am
something.
half Italian and half Jewish, but somehow I came out Asian. So it's like we'll never understand why.
Too good.
I will say I've never seen Amelia so enthralled in a podcast episode before, and I think it's because there's 3 gay guys, 1 couch. It's really.
it's
I'm,
all
I'm
really-
feeling
She's in
engaged,
her
you
element.
guys.
How many minutes are we in? Because I said 30 minutes and we pull that bed out.
We've got 11 more minutes till we
Ooh.
unfold the bed.
I love that.
Let's get it, girl.
Like, and I might have syphilis.
Right.
So
Okay.
Oh,
whatever
right.
happens.
Don't even worry
It happens
about
to
it.
the best of us.
Moments before we pressed record, Evan got a DM saying that he got foreign syphilis.
I know, foreign syphilis.
But
That's she.
It is.
She,
Yeah.
It's an
for the amount
honor.
of sex I'm having to have a syphilis scare is like it's truly upsetting.
Yeah.
I'm really not putting myself out there like that.
All adventurous women do, baby.
Yes.
You
Girl,
should've
what girl are
texted
you
me that.
this week?
I definitely feel like if I'm any specific character in this episode, it would be the woman who falls into a trash can.
Love
but she has a
her.
dance background, so her legs go straight up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was like,
yeah.
I was like, she is activating her core in that
Yes.
trash can.
She got right out too.
Or you know who I might be? what is her name? The child actress that's the waitress.
Oh, Mara Wilson.
Yeah, I'm Mara Wilson.
my
'cause it's like, I might
God.
Did you
kinda-
guys clock that was Matilda?
Yeah, I forgot
No.
about that. I remember when it first came out, I clocked it. I did not clock it last night.
Literally. Well, my whole thing is like, did she have to audition? Or, like, did
Well, is she in Mrs. Doubtfire?
right? She is.
So
she plays
that's
a
why
child.
she's there, because Abby's doing the Mrs. Doubtfire bit by running back and forth between the two dinner tables.
Oh my god, it's an amazing
Yes.
cast.
Oh,
Yes, yeah,
that's
yeah,
like
yeah,
us
yeah.
planning people to book as guests. We're like,
Yeah,
well, they have
that's
the
your
same
Ella
hair
Emhoff
as the.
situation in a very serious
Yeah.
Are you
way.
pissed you didn't get her now, Mara?
Mara Wilson
no.
could have been
It
her.
could have been her.
I went to Orange Theory Fitness. There was like a leaderboard.
Shout it out,
I know,
yes!
This
there
whole
was-
episode's
There was
fitness.
a leaderboard, and on the leaderboard it was like, oh, Mara Wilson did like a 6-minute run, and I was like, holy fucking shit, Matilda goes to this Orange Theory Fitness. And after a lot of research, it's a different Mara Wilson. But there is a Mara Wilson in Williamsburg, so
There's
keep
more
an
than
eye
one.
out.
Mara Wilson and Williams- and she never left the orange
Did you
zone.
know?
And I'm
Yeah.
sure she's listening right now. I'm sure she's listening. It's too good.
Okay,
Let's see.
what girl are you, girl?
So I am Abby this week because I'm always getting invited to family dinner
Mm.
with Evan's family.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then also,
And you're two timing on them.
I'm also secretly going on a date with a hot guy that's gay.
My brother.
Kidding.
No, he's straight. But also Abby putting on outfits.
She tried.
Yeah.
Begged him to try. Abby putting on outfits and Bevers being like, no. Moments before we hit record, I was like, Evan, should I buy this sweater? I really like it. And he was just like, absolutely not.
It
Oh, I am
happened.
Bevers this
Yeah.
episode.
Your
Yeah.
Bevers this
Friendly.
episode. When Bevers says dick deets, it was really
Yeah.
perfect to me.
Yeah. I honestly I don't know how you feel about him, but
Well,
he's kind of my type.
Bevers?
Yeah.
Bevers
okay,
is
well,
cute.
He's
don't listen to
cute.
us talk about him in season 1 because
Okay,
it
well,
Or two, or kind of
Well,
even
like,
three.
personality,
Season
his
3.
vibe and his energy is horrible.
famously,
She's like, "Shut up,
we had
looks
a
good."
campaign against him in season 1,
Mhm.
and we posted all this hate online, and everybody in the comments was like, "He is the worst," but then he kind of wins us over in the
Yeah.
latter
He's-
half of the season.
Yeah.
If I actually lived with him, I would kill him.
Yeah.
Like, actually
So
murder
annoying.
suicide, for
But
sure.
him eating like the loose shredded cheese, like that was sweet.
Yeah.
That was sweet. That
That's
was
really
It's like it's
cool.
not block anymore. Like
Yeah.
it's the shredded kind.
It's the
Yeah.
shredded. And it's like, yeah. a
And when
little
he gets
snack.
good gossip, he's like, I'm gonna close the bag and roll
Mhm.
it up and really listen to my friends.
He was very invested in that conversation and the outfits and send the dick
Yeah,
give me
dick
dick
deeds.
deeds.
Dick
He's
deeds
I would
are
ask the
present.
same thing.
Yeah. I do
we're-
think if we generalize it to this episode, 100% you're Abby, I'm Alana.
Yeah.
Like this and that, because it is
Well,
family
I've
dinners.
always read that too from you two as
Yeah.
well. I've just
Yeah.
seen the way you guys have interacted in a gay bar, and it's like it comes off that way.
It's wow.
Wow.
Good and bad, good and bad.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I love that it's good at that. Yeah, you're so right.
Wow.
Like, you guys are the most famous two people at $3 bill I've ever seen.
And we are simply always there. So
That's because we won't leave.
you have a residency.
Where were you guys on Tuesday?
I'm
you guys
pissed
didn't
about
go to
that one.
Morning
Where
Disco?
I'm really pissed about that. I
Oh.
found out it existed an hour before it happened. I'm really
It
upset.
was
Where was I
so
on Tuesday?
fun.
It was
looked
randomly the most
amazing.
magical night of my life.
It
I think
looked
just
really
because I hadn't
fun.
had vodka Red Bull in a while.
Yeah.
But I was like,
Ooh.
oh my God, you guys, life is worth living for real.
Yes.
And it's getting nice out now, so
It's
it's like
getting
you do
nice.
have a reason to live.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Well, it's fun for an event to have like a curfew as well. Like we had to be
12,
out there by
yeah.
like midnight essentially.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm gonna party till 12 and I get to go to bed. That's responsible, and I'm gonna be back to children with AIDS.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a duality I can get behind.
Everyone won but us.
It is
huh?
responsible drinking on
Yeah.
a Tuesday night and going
Uh-huh.
after midnight. Yeah, that's responsible.
I felt responsible.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell $3 bill you said that.
I'm never gonna get elected. Yeah.
No, they
LOL.
lose customers.
No, well,
They're like, we need the boys back. They bring
pay
our
our rent.
numbers. Well, let's cut to our first break. And when we get back, we are diving into the bread and butter. But it's
So
fine.
fun.
so
Funny.
back to rotted butter.
Back to bread and butter. And I'll kick this off by saying that Abby and Trey hooking up is actually so hot to me.
Mhm.
And I love them as a couple. And I'm
Yep.
literally watching their comedic scene and being like, this is the hottest scene I've ever
Mhm.
seen in my life.
The pushing of the heads down.
The shower. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
him,
erotic.
him being like, I just came when you said yes.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, I didn't, and shoves him back down. I'm like, oh my God, you guys.
So good.
Oh.
The thing is, like, Abby is so correct about him not talking so she can come. The worst thing a man can do is talk while
Yeah.
you're having sex, unless it's like, I don't even find sexy talk that hot sometimes.
Like dirty talk.
No,
I
like
do
you're
enjoy
doing
it. They're not. No one's good at it. I
Yeah.
get to find
Yeah.
that someone talented at it.
It feels
It's
like
improv.
improv. Like I don't like it. I'm like, you're acting.
Well, it
like,
is.
Literally.
It is improv, and it's embarrassing
Yeah.
to me.
I was hooking up
We're
with
not at the
a
Second City.
comedian who very prominent. Well, whatever. I was hooking up with a comedian.
A very prominent
And then-
comedian. I will forget you saying
And
that.
then we were having phone sex. He didn't yes and me once. He just said the same line over and over again. It's like, you're known for your generative ideas.
Oh whoa!
Do you remember the
AI,
Is
not
the line
ChatGPT.
is the line to like TMI? What was
No,
the
it's just
line?
like, oh yeah, go Evan. And it's like, I'm
Wait,
I'm building
he's,
a
like,
world
rooting
here.
for Evan, like a swim
I'm
meet?
building a world here. I'm trying my best.
Oh yeah, go Evan! It's killing me.
Not you world building on the other side. He's like, yes, king, for sure.
Holy shit!
Oh,
Have you guys ever
God.
hooked up with somebody who's really nice and you should be dating them, but then you're like, I don't want that.
Andrew does that once a week.
I would say once a week. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Y-
100%.
You're Abby in this.
I know.
You're very
That's
Abby.
You're
why-
Abby and Alana in this episode.
Yes, but specifically like the Abby, and we'll get there to the date situation. Even not her wanting to date Trey, like, and just want
Oh
the
no,
casual fuck.
you have
like,
gay guy disease.
girl, yeah, and I need a doctor to cure this disease. That's for sure.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga, like if you're listening, like
Once I start
need
administering
you.
prep, I'll be ready for like the second layer. Yeah.
Please, prep
Yeah.
is working overtime for me, but yeah, it's tough. There's so many men that are so sweet, and I go on dates with them. And
no,
then
we're
I'm
gonna
like,
get into it now.
"Aw."
Actually, by the way,
Yeah, no, please. Like,
Let's-
this is like my therapist. I literally talked to my therapist about this last week.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
it just like you feel like you don't deserve it, or like
Mhm.
it would ask too much of you emotionally, and you're like, I don't have time for that. And what if I let them down? And it's better I just like
Mhm.
draw the line here so they know what to expect.
Wait, she just read me down. Yeah, I feel like it was the latter. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have a fear of commitment really anymore, but I do have a fear of like it is the letting somebody down, and it's easier sometimes for me to keep walls up
Yeah.
and be like pushing them away. But then like when it comes to the bedroom, I'm like, we can do literally whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's easier for me to let them go.
well, it's very Abby.
You
and
only know you
Alana
love her
this
when you let her
episode.
go.
Yeah.
know?
Well, do you
Wait,
suffer from that
theme song.
disease? I see so many 35-year-old gay guys on TikTok, and they're like, I just want to Love Simon a style romance, and they're like, you just bottomed at the
Stop.
bathhouse all weekend.
Yeah.
You can't have it both
Andrew
ways,
dying
girl.
for Love Simon.
I literally even thought like my coming out experience was gonna be like Love Simon. That's what was
Top
my
of a
catalyst.
carousel, or
You get to
ho-
exhale now,
whatever.
Simon.
Yeah, didn't happen. So I I did decide. Yeah, I'm chasing the Love Simon of it all. But maybe
Yeah.
one day.
It's like I'm like, okay, let's actually pause.
Pause. This is my broad
We've
and butter.
got to work this out.
I know.
I feel like you should maybe just change your mindset around what letting down
easiest thing
a
a person
person
can
looks
do.
like.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're putting up this wall to
Mhm.
protect them
Yeah. And myself.
and yourself, but it's like at the end of the day you're hurting yourself and them still.
For
so
sure.
your master plan actually is a bad one.
no, it's
Your inner saboteur.
To
quote RuPaul Charles.
I love when I try and do something to like prevent hurting someone. I'm actually hurting them in a new and interesting way.
Yeah.
No, like I'm leaving here. And
That's
I'm like,
Abby.
yeah.
That's the whole episode with
Yeah.
Abby. That's
Mhm.
literally the learning lesson.
The way I'm like truly emotionally invested when Trey like eyes water at the end. I'm
my
like, why is
God.
this like?
It's so sad.
I'm watching. What's that one where Macaulay Culkin dies?
Everything.
Everything. My
Home
girl.
Alone
Is it my girl?
My girl.
Right?
The girl dies.
Someone dies.
One of them.
I think that he dies.
By the way, I've never seen it. I just know the
Same.
emotional weight it holds, so I
Yes.
thought
Yep.
I'd reference it, but I really didn't stick the landing.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm in the exact same boat.
Well, they both date like gay guys in this. I think one of the most profound like motifs for this whole show is that they're dating like gay guys.
Mhm.
Their whole
Right.
story, every time they're like in a relationship, you look at Lincoln, it's like Alana is so perpetual about wanting to have this open relationship,
Mhm.
not being committed. Abby is kind of similar. She's like always trying to explore her sexuality in a way that's all about like achievement for
Right.
herself
Mhm.
and never about her actual partner. I mean, if we look at a dildo
Tea,
incident.
yeah, the pegging.
Right.
Mhm.
She made she even told Hillary Clinton that she pegged someone, right?
Right.
It's like,
I forgot she did that.
well, and because so much of gay culture is just about sex. Like, I listened to this podcast the other day where they're like, why during Irish parades are we not promoting like profanity and crazy sexual acts? And during the Pride Parade, they are, right? It's because the gay culture is all about just sex. That's the one thing that unites us all. So they're just all about sex. It's kind of interesting to see a female story lead that way.
Yeah, it is.
It's so interesting to see a female story.
Especially in the open relationship of it all. I feel like I don't hear that much when it comes to like heterosexual relationships. Would you do open? Would you be in an open relationship?
Well, first we gotta get the relationship.
First,
girl.
we gotta get to a relationship.
Okay,
but
same.
it's like totally.
Yeah.
I'd rather like the cheating be like no worries.
You're so right.
If somebody was cheating on me and we were like gonna be mad about it, like I wouldn't want to lose in that way. So people would be like, yeah, of course I'm open.
You're like, that was in the handbook. Like, you're so fine.
I love that they did that at a party. It's actually awesome.
Oh, you did it just kiss? Okay, that's cool.
I'm like, wait, that's epic.
Yeah.
But it is so interesting because, of course, we've only ever gotten kind of Sex in the City kind of view on dating in New York. And these girls are being literally radical by being like, I'm using you for sex.
Yeah.
They're all Samanthas.
They're all Samanthas. But also, it's like we see Alana really have to kind of grow up in this episode and be challenged for the first time in 3 seasons with like what being open actually means, because she is stringing this guy along and they do have this kind of very intimate bond that kind of goes beyond just like hookup friends. And she's finally having to face like the consequences of like being open. So we really are seeing her be challenged for, I want to say, the first time in the series.
Yeah, I would agree.
It broke her.
It broke her, and she is really emotionally immature in all seasons and episodes. But it's like this is the beginning where we really see friction against her in a huge way, and we really see her fall the fuck out. Like she literally freaks out when Lincoln's like, "You want to talk?" and she's like, "So." And it's like, girl, no. And then she's sexually assaulting people in the street verbally.
That was crazy. When that started happening, I was like, what's going on here? That doesn't happen. But
I don't think it would happen post 2020.
No.
Well,
it is
not
so
when you don't
crazy.
see me walking around.
Right. It is really funny how much of the show like doesn't. It does, obviously it all holds up, but it is interesting to see how much politics has changed. Because it was like a radical leftist show for its time. And it's like, whoa, we've just only gone further. Like there is so much of this. Like even, I mean, like by the end of the series, she apologizes for the Latina earrings. But in the beginning of the show, like that was like a joke that she was wearing them. And at some point it is...
I think this was
Jaime makes
the
her
last
apologize.
Episode of season 2. Jaime's like,
Those
I need you
earrings
to
are
stop
offensive.
being so culturally appropriative, babe. And
Right.
she's like,
It's Rat Pack.
oh yeah,
Season
it's
3,
so
episode
similar.
4 at the end. Sorry.
Yeah, no, thank you. And listeners
You're like
at
an
home are gonna be like,
encyclopedia.
thank God.
And this is a turning point for the show, I feel like, because season 4 is the Trump season, right?
Yeah, so season 4 was made after Trump won.
So this
Me
is like
saying he lost.
You're
I'm
rewriting history,
like, by the way, in my world,
I feel like the ending, like what, not to jump to the ending, but all of that like seriousness for Alana and for Abby like really gets serious in season 4. Like this is like the beginning of what becomes a much more nuanced take on like growing
absolutely.
100%. And I think it's because, I mean, they of course ended the series a season earlier than they were contracted because they were like, these girls like need to grow up and we like can't operate from the lens, like they can't be up to these antics. They're 30 and they're being so childish. And I think especially at the time, that was like very much during a time when we were all like trying to be woke in a very specific way. I feel like we've kind of like backtracked on like exactly the way we were doing it like 5 years ago, but I feel like they were really in like the forefront of that kind of era of like being like, we need to be so woke and nothing's ironic and nothing's satire, like we need to be so correct. And so they were like, it's not actually fun to write these girls and we actually don't want to tell this story at all.
Boom. I mean, make an interesting point when we talk about how much more progressive we are now, but I do feel like we're living in a time where this was such a culture where the show is describing how to live a progressive lifestyle, how to lead with liberal thoughts and liberal ideas. But we're now living in a time where we are more liberated as a culture or more progressive as a culture. but no one is forward thinking in that manner.
Yeah.
I mean, we're now challenging systematic things like removal of DEI.
Right.
I mean, the loss of accessibility for so many queer people in this nation. And it is interesting, right? This is actually one of the core examples of where we find the origin of like where male hate in the culture finally came such a prominent part of it, and it's led directly to Trumpianization of all these white men.
Yeah.
And it's because they were being told in this show specifically that's like, look at women should be liberated, women are the powerful ones, men are always stupid and should be kind of talked down to. And it's just, I don't know, it's cool to see this as a starting point.
Yeah.
And then lead to where we are now.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, even when we had Alana on, she talked about how like when they first started the show, the public reaction to it was bigger than what they thought, like in terms of like Alana playing a bisexual character.
Yeah.
And like that they didn't even really consider her bisexual writing the show. It just kind of was just them writing Alana. And that kind of like them, I think the reason why it connected and why it started something is because it wasn't like a virtue signaling.
Right.
Like, this is us telling you what to do. It just kind of came from being 25-year-olds in New York City, which I think that's why we need more of those shows.
Yeah, I think that's like the whole conversation of like, why isn't just like that so awkward?
Yeah.
And it's because it's like, oh yeah, because you're trying to hole in all this wokeness rather than like writing from a place of truth, which like these girls were just like talking about like what their life was like in their bubble.
Yeah, but
which,
doesn't this feel
Right.
like the first time where New York City isn't like necessarily being a cultural leader? Like when this show was coming out, it was leading with this progressive culture, and then the rest of the nation was able to learn and educate themselves from watching what was happening.
Right.
But now we live in a culture where it's so much of these more conservative ideas are at the top of the zeitgeist. And it doesn't feel like what we're doing in New York has the same consequence that it did a decade ago.
Yeah, I also think that's like TikTok's fault.
Yeah.
Not fault, but like
Mhm.
it's like the response.
algorithmically.
Yeah, like it's just so accessible that nobody cares.
But I also think about TikTok in terms of like all the girls or teens on that app being themselves. You had no I remember just
Right.
not having any representation.
Mhm,
Like Broad City was so big for me in high school because I
Yeah.
literally didn't know what a 22-year-old did.
Yeah.
Right.
And now it's
true.
like you can see that online. You could like everybody that's a teen like has a million girls they can look up
Yeah.
to. But
Yeah.
like back in the day, like we could only see it through TV. And it's like I was
So
watching
true.
like One Tree Hill, so it was like I'm either Sophia Bush's character in One Tree Hill, or like I'm Abby Jacobson, and those are like the two types of women that
Jersey
exist.
Shore.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have even said when Alana came on, she was, listen, her impact was that you started smoking weed, but like
Yeah.
those are the things that it was like also introducing new things to you that you
I think
were like,
it was,
oh,
yeah, literally, it just like showed you what it like. I like to your point, it
Yeah.
was like, oh, if I move to New York, I don't have to. I'm not gonna be even no shade to Miss Dunham, but like I didn't relate as much to a Hannah or a Marnie or a Shosh or anyone,
Right.
or definitely not a Jessa, but like Abby and Alana, like I was like, this is me, especially and it goes as micro as Long Island, like just the fact that she came from the same place as me and Andrew, I was like, this could be me, we
Right.
could do this. And it wasn't
Yeah.
like I was aspiring to live in a brownstone on the Upper East Side, like it was like, oh, I
Right.
could live in Astoria and like have this crazy life, like it seems so amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally.
down to the
really
family
was,
dynamic. Like even when she
very
like
much
wrote in her
so.
parent, like or she wrote in her mom, I was like, that is the quintessential Long Island
yeah.
mother. Like,
Speaking of mothers, are you
Please.
guys aware of the cameo in this episode?
Oh yeah, they're two real mothers
Yes.
being like, "Fuck you,
Yeah.
bitches."
Sorry to do a hard pivot like
No,
that.
please
Yeah.
go ahead.
But
Or
that
mothering.
was my whole sentence. They were
No,
cameo.
that was amazing. Both of them with their pixie cuts was slay
So
AF. I was like, these women definitely raised these women.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you can tell.
But no, let's hop into the Bob and Susie of it all.
The Bob and the Susie of it all.
Susie.
Those are two amazing character actresses.
Amazing.
Not a second on the screen or you're not enthralled.
They
in
do not
anything.
waste a single second.
No.
No, not at all.
First of all, we get the iconic Tale as Old as Time, Alana walking down the street and realizing that her name rhymes with Madonna and Rihanna.
Such a
Huge.
beautiful.
Clip.
And then she immediately gets a call from her mother. She thinks death is in the family.
That's so
It's
good.
so relatable. It really is.
Like, you, like,
every phone call.
Is
Every
that what
single
your
time.
parents are like?
Every single phone call is life or death.
Yeah, because when you get it, you're like,
Literally.
oh my god, my mom is calling me. Like something has to be up.
Well,
And she's like, hey, running late in traffic on the LIE.
what happens is I have the similar thing. My mother will call me and 1 out of 3 times it is life or death. It's the most insane thing to ever happen.
Yeah.
She's like broken a nail or something, but for her it's life or death.
Mhm.
And she'll call me with such manic energy
Yes.
that now anytime she's Pavlovian my brain into thinking that anytime the phone is ringing, it's gonna be like an urgent emergency.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. No,
It's a
it's
truth of the
so.
parent.
Moms aren't so much like that in Texas, and it's been so interesting to move to New York and like get to know like Evan's parents, where it's just like they're really being broads in a way that I didn't know existed. Like anytime Evan's on the phone with their mom, I'm literally like jaw on the
Do you
floor,
guys
like
curse at your mom?
No.
Okay.
We would get smacked
Yeah,
upside the
actually
head.
smacked. Yeah.
Like, are you serious?
Well, we used to
No.
do the pod from my parents' house for a little bit when we were like in between studios, and there was like a time when we came downstairs and my mom said to Andrew like, "You use the F word a little too much this episode."
no.
And I was like, and that
Yeah,
was Joe's
which
catalyst.
one?
Like, we are no longer recording here.
Yeah.
But I think that maybe this is me speaking from my personal experience, but even for that call from the mom, I think the reason that it like when my mom calls me, I'm like, this is a big deal, is because the expectation from me, and maybe this is the Long Island thing, I don't know how
Same,
you
yeah,
feel, is
same
like
thing.
the child calls the parent. Like
Yeah.
I am calling my mom, and if I don't call my mom, she might be texting me, but she's not necessarily calling me.
Yeah.
And then if I'm not
Interesting.
calling her in a week, she'll answer the phone the next week and be like, "Oh, you remember me?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
what
exactly
your
how
voice
it goes.
sounds like."
Oh my
I'm
god.
Yeah.
like, that's crazy. So when
Oh
your
my
mom
God.
calls you, you're like,
I'm in
something has to be.
trouble.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
don't even
someone
bring up
is
my
dead.
dad. If my
Someone is
dad
dead.
calls
Oh
me,
my
I'm
God.
like, oh, I'm going to jail. The IRS is calling. Like, that's it. Like,
That's so funny.
Yeah.
My mom calls me 4 times a day.
yeah, that's so.
I guess
good.
she's more of a Bobby.
She's
Yeah.
more of a Bobby.
I must be the Jewish thing too.
Maybe.
Jews are more forward when it comes to calling.
Yeah.
But my mom also works from home, so she needs someone to talk to.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
she
good.
does.
Is Trace listening, you think, right now?
She gave up.
Oh, she fell off.
Do your
Both
parents
our
listen?
parents fell off.
They fell off.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if my mom is like behind, but she definitely listens here and there, which I'm like, girl, sometimes
Yeah, I
it's
think
not for
same.
you. Yeah.
Mm.
I think
Yeah,
it's a
because
pop
you guys are like, we're talking about a TV show. You guys are kind of bleeding your heart out.
Yeah. Bleeding our heart out, and I'm like,
our hearts,
Our
other
cocks,
organs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
For
yes,
sure.
please.
Well, the fake leg bit in the park as well.
Oh my
Truly
God.
gag worthy.
So
it's very
funny.
Roni coded.
It is.
When
Oh my
Heather gets a leg
God.
thrown at her at
Yeah,
dinner from
the only thing fake or artificial about me. Yeah, it is that.
she's like, give me the chair.
Yeah, no,
No.
it is just
What's
like
the
those are the
quote?
bits from that show that are incredible
I
to me. It's
know.
what makes it such an iconic show. Like, who thought of that? And the execution is perfect.
Abby, we all wish we could have ottomans in the park.
It's so good.
Also, okay, well, let's talk about the park. So there were so many park scenes and it didn't quite make sense, but I was
Mhm.
like, I'll let you guys have this.
Mhm.
But they go to the park, they're stealing chairs, and then Lincoln's hiding in a bush. Classic. That's
Right,
how he
classic.
was in the pilot. And then Abby's like, Lincoln, what's up? He walks in with his Blake Griffin shoe
Shoe.
purse still. A few episodes ago, Alana hooked up with Blake, so
Mhm.
he got the shoe. But it's so devastating.
The way they do write this show, it's like they exist in parks in New York City. There's
Mhm.
barely any green space here.
Yeah.
They film in all 3 parks every episode. It's
Yeah.
amazing to watch.
It is
Yeah.
amazing, but it's that Comedy Central budget where they're like, I know where they'd be. The
Yeah.
park, the public park.
It is so funny because in like Friends, they have the family room. It's like
Mm.
they started the culture of Washington Square Park being the city's living room.
Yeah,
it truly
literally.
is.
It's so tough to imagine like being a producer on this show. It's like, God, please let us be in a soundstage one time.
Yeah.
Like,
And it
these
never
poor
is.
location managers
They're
are
always
fighting
on
for
the
their
ferry.
lives.
They're always outside
well, if you
on the
catch this
subway.
episode,
Subway.
there's constantly people taking photos of
Is
them
there?
filming.
Oh,
Really?
Not everyone can be an extra.
Right.
Some
Yeah.
people are walking.
It's funny
and
to
minding
watch
their
that
business.
happen. Like, there's another show where that happens where I'm like, oh, we've gotten to the point now
Right.
where you guys are full blown celebrities and people really care.
Yeah.
Well, Netflix loves to shoot in Ridgewood, so every single
Mm.
day I'm filming someone's film.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
You
Yeah.
have to.
You have
You're
to
like,
get
and you're
that.
in the show. You're like,
I leave a headshot.
You're
Yeah.
doing your Bethany Frankel recaps in the background.
so good.
So the scene of Abby and Alana is so fun because Abby and Alana famously are radically honest with each other at all times, and Abby having to keep a secret from Alana. She's doing a really terrible job, I'd
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Everything's like an innuendo.
Mhm.
She's feeling really guilty.
Mhm.
Alana literally grabs her hands and is like,
It will kill me.
It kills me to feel any distance here.
It was actually so fucking funny to watch that because that is me and Andrew to a T.
To a T.
Who's hiding from who? Both?
Andrew's
Me.
hiding from me, and I would say it would kill me if you were not telling me the truth.
Like the pit in my stomach, the guilt, but like
Even I'm training Shania Twain. I'm like, that's so crazy. That's your
That's your
go-to
lie.
line. Like, are you fucking kidding? That's
But
crazy.
Today it's happening. Yeah.
I
It
know. I
is-
feel like I get really upset when Evan tells me something 4 days later than they should
Mhm.
have. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't know it was like that.
Right.
Like, what the hell?
Well, the moment I entered into any kind of relationship, all the news for my friends is delayed. Like I will, my friendships are abused the moment I'm in a situationship.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah, you get so scary and you don't come home. It's like we don't live together. And I'm like,
That's
you didn't come
crazy.
home last night.
We'll find friends.
Yeah.
I'm like, where are you? Why are you in Clinton Hill? But a friend this week revealed that she hooked up with this guy at a party, and it's like
oh no,
in a
it's really bad.
in a way
At the
where
party?
I'm like, now this is something you have to have told me by now. Like you kept this a secret for over a month from me. Like
Yeah.
who are we to each other?
Well,
Like
right.
Yeah.
This specific friend, she was like, we were talking about secrets, and it's like we don't have any secrets between each other. She had to pull me aside. She goes, actually, I have one secret. It's that bad of a hookup.
did you find out this week?
No, I found out when I got syphilis.
I'm gonna
The
start
same night.
saying that to people. I'm gonna start saying we don't have secrets from each other, right?
Andrew,
And-
who would believe you?
I would say, can I pull you aside for a second? Yeah, I'm like, actually, do you guys have a few hours?
Well, that ending scene when they go back and forth and are like, here's a secret, here's the secret, here's
Yeah.
the secret. I was getting ideas. I was like, I need to do this with my friends.
Yeah.
Same. I
You
was
got a
thinking that.
boyfriend? Did it change your relationship?
Me and Andrew's for
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
undeniably, intrinsically, it did. 'Cause
Definitely
it
in a
was-
good way.
Yeah, like we needed that. The codependency was so crazy, and I feel like it's still like we're still weeding ourselves off of that,
Mhm.
but it was like 24/7, like podcast every
Living.
single night of our lives.
I'd be like cooking Joe's meals.
Yeah, and then like if
Right.
one of us scheduled a date, the other one needed to schedule a date immediately because it was like, well, what am I going to do tonight?
Yeah.
So like it was like that level of like,
Didn't schedule enough dates, did you?
No, literally.
yeah, you took that night
Literally.
off.
Well, we've got
I
we've got
guess.
action items for you, so it's all
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of work to do. Oh,
No, that is so
Oh,
Abby
wow.
Alana.
Yeah, it is.
One of you cannot go to Boulder.
No,
Wow. I
can
it's
see
Andrew.
it.
Andrew's in Boulder for
That's
sure, and
all
I'd
I'll
react
say.
just like Alana.
First off, Bevers is a gay guy this episode. That's awesome.
Yeah, I
I'm glad
love
we covered
that.
that.
Yeah.
Obsessed with penis and A-line skirts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The two things that is required.
Abby wearing her blue dress. I think this is the
Iconic.
5th time.
yeah.
It's such a good bit.
It's like, why did I choose this for like the first time? I don't know.
That dress
what-
should be in the Smithsonian.
Oh my god, you're so right.
I'm
Wh-
sure
when-
Kim
it will be.
Kardashian can stretch it out
When
too.
Bever says the Empire
Kim
waist
versus the
makes you look
Met Gala.
Mormon, which makes you have breeder energy.
Yeah, that was.
I was like, this
crazy.
is ahead of your time,
It
sir.
really is.
Yeah.
Like he predicted trad wife.
So good.
The trope of them going from Abby in this scene is she's at dinner with Trey and she runs into Alana and her family as they're celebrating her parents' anniversary
Mhm.
and having to run between both dinners. Very Disney Channel, very Hannah
Mhm.
Montana.
The way I was
Yes.
like, this is
That's
the
so
sweet life of Zach
Raven.
and Cody.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It happens in every Disney Channel show.
It really is. It's classic. I think that it's like the Mrs. Doubtfire of it all. Like even at the end when Alana says the whole time, that
Yeah.
is, I think, directly from Mrs. Doubtfire. Like I think that is fully just them.
They're so good.
Yeah, they really know their
They
classics.
take a cultural reference.
They do.
They
I
know
love
what
it.
they're
Yeah.
doing.
I know. I mean, that is like a fun when you do think about writing a TV show, especially when it doesn't have an arc. It's like, how do you keep generating ideas? How do you keep it interesting?
You
How do you
spin
want
the wheel and land on Mrs.
Exactly.
Doubtfire.
you land on Mrs. Doubtfire? Like,
Always.
Yeah.
And they do such a refreshing twist. Like it's Abby being like, I gotta get my diaphragm. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, woke.
Yes. Yeah.
Period.
And I love Bobby choking on a lychee martini. She
Oh
loves
my
anything that's
gosh.
Asian flared.
Wait, also, can we talk about the Alana hooking up with the guy and then the guy being like, my wife's pumping in
and
the other
dumping.
bathroom.
Yeah.
And she's like, I have to go.
Yeah. Good for her.
Lose the nipple rings. And he's like
He's-
listening.
Yeah, and the giant nipple rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is-
When she's giving him
Again-
the head nod, she cracks me the fuck up.
It is such a you situation, Andrew, to be Abby and
Oh.
have two things scheduled for the same night. And I guess it wasn't
I was
scheduled, but
thinking
you would
the
be
entire
literally
time.
doing exactly. My entire family would be
family,
there.
yeah.
and my mom would be like, "Oh my god, you surprised us," and then you'd have to sit down.
Of course, they surprised you, and then I would be going back and forth, progressively getting drunker.
And Alana's
entire
like
time.
sneaking suspicion. Like there'd be cutaways where she's just like trying to do like doing the math in her head and then just giving up on it. Like it is
I'm stressed.
so.
I'm like because and I'm trying not to get caught in the lie. She was trying not to get caught in the lie.
Yeah.
So she was like, I'm gonna pull every single stunt to make sure this isn't gonna happen. I'm gonna change behind that fucking plant. I'm gonna put on my
The lays of it all. It's like, why did
insane.
the writing is insane, and it's like Trey
The
being like, I got
corsage.
you a corsage.
The corsage killed me, but it was also so sweet. Like it's such a funny.
I'm sorry.
It's
Can
so
we talk about how
stupid.
sweet Trey is to
So
Abby?
Yeah, it's
sweet.
painfully
I'm like, this is every girl's
sweet.
dream.
Yeah, it was so sweet. There's something off though, obviously.
Trey,
With,
yeah.
with Trey.
I just feel
Cheat
I'm-
day.
Yeah, the cheat day was
Cheat day is so
actually cracking me up.
funny.
I moved my cheat day.
She's like, yeah, me too.
Again, it is like
Yeah.
it's
To
so
a
me.
T.
It's just being the mirror ball. Abby is just always gonna say what the other person says. She's like, yeah, I also did that.
Yes.
It cracks me up. I think that the thing that I really resonate a lot with Abby is like her character in general just always does. I mean, both of them, like the physical comedy is like at their peak. So when she is getting
my
so
God.
drunk and she gets back to the table and she falls on the floor, like it just cracks me the fuck up. Any of those little nuances are just hilarious.
I'm
It's so
always
funny.
forgetting like how much of the show is physical Charlie
Yeah.
Chaplin style comedy.
It is.
And then it's like,
slapstick.
girl, go for it.
Go for
yes.
it, get it.
They're
Use
the
that
only ones
body.
getting drunk on TV also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rare to see characters actually inebriated.
Yeah.
They talk about going to a bar, but they never actually end up there.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's fun because they play with it.
They
There's
do.
an amazing character in season 2. It's a girl who like switches her phone with Abby. 'cause
Oh
she's
my
so
God, love
drunk
that
and she
girl.
pisses
Oh,
on
the wine
floor.
girl?
Yeah.
The way they're able, I think it's these improvers. They're so good at just going with the flow, and they really are able to dig into that specific feeling.
I
that,
love that you
that-
call improvers
Improvers.
It's like, yeah, rename it.
well, yeah,
It's
I'm
better.
improving with
That's
it.
improv,
You're supposed to
yeah,
yes
that's
and me, by the way.
You just shut it. Yeah, shut it down.
Improvisers, whatever. It's just fun to see. I mean, I feel like so many actors lead with these like small emotions, and they try to do these like nuanced portrays, but to have these more large personas really builds the show out.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I mean, Trey is, and if we're gonna talk about Trey, I would go on a date. Would you go on a date with Trey?
No.
No.
You would.
Yes, for sure.
I would marry Trey the way I'm clinically obsessed with Paul W. Downs. It should be studied. at home.
Yeah.
And if he ever comes on the podcast, everybody be cool about it, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, last night someone told me he's the last straight gay guy we have,
Mm.
which I thought was
He is.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, did you see the Hacks creators like did some magazine spread where they're all in suits looking hot together?
No, I missed that
No.
one.
Oh, you gotta check it out.
Is it gonna do something for me?
It did for
I'm
me.
gonna need 10 minutes.
I'm just like, not only are they amazing at collaborating, they
But-
also have a 3-year-old.
Oh.
Stop.
That is crazy.
I'm getting emotional.
The ultimate collaboration is a child.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
And an interior bathroom, of course.
Interior
course.
Have you guys
bathroom.
ever taken a bath in New York City?
With your
yeah.
friends?
Joe's obsessed
Yeah.
with baths.
Really?
in the
It's almost a
city.
non-negotiable for me. It's a non-negotiable.
bathtub?
Yeah. Our first apartment had a giant bathtub that didn't fill up with hot water, so I had to boil water on the stove. Like it was giving colonial in a big way. Second apartment had a bathtub, wasn't amazing, but I would still like lay on the 2 inches of water, and this one does as well.
Mhm.
To lay on the 2 inches of
like
water
fully
is
flat, and also I'm 6'3". The bathtub is like 4.5 feet long, like long as possible. But I'm like doing the best I could.
Mhm.
Me and Andrew have taken a bath exactly like that for Patreon before.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
And it
wow.
was a fun vibe.
It was definitely a fun. It was definitely interesting that we were doing that in the first place.
Oh, we had bathing suits on.
Yeah, it was probably some of the most PG we've done.
Yeah, we've done much worse for Patreon.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Much
what
more
the difference between
disgusting.
girls in Broad City is that in girls they're naked, and in
Yeah.
Broad City they're gonna wear a bandeau
Well, they
top.
Yes,
Wow.
Bando kills me.
It was so good.
Also, the level of grime and filth in that bathroom.
I
Oh
was
my God.
literally
So
dying.
real.
I'm like, who in the props department was like, we've got to
painting
paint
molds
grime?
everywhere they
Really?
possibly could. It was so. That was also just so accurate. Like that's
Yeah.
what. Like, and you can't clean that.
And by
That's
the way,
what it
like
looks
I'm
like
sure
forever.
if there's bleach over, they've cleaned it hundreds of times.
Yes.
It's just stuck there.
It'll just
Yeah.
look like that forever.
I mean, what is that about a New York City bathroom?
It's just
It's part of it.
mistreatment.
Age, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know.
neglect.
It's impossible to fully clean it.
Yeah.
I feel
Yes.
like the landlord special is them like getting like top coat nail polish and spraying it
Yes.
over.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, well, we'll seal it in.
They're
and-
color matching.
Yeah.
They're color matching the grout.
I love it. Well, can we talk about Elliot Glazer really quick?
Oh my
Love.
god, that king.
Oh, of course.
King,
Fine.
king.
Poor guy. It's like he just wants to tell his family the good news.
He's
And-
moving to London.
But it's so funny.
No, you're
'cause
not.
That's no, you're not. Was like it was like watching you and your mom on
To a
screen
T.
To a T.
Even when, what is the mom's name? Bobby?
Bobby.
When she says, when Abby's drunk and she goes, she's cut off. It's just so, like, those little moments are just
She's cut off.
so good.
I just
No, you're
love
not.
Elliot
Just
being
shut
like,
down.
can you girls stop bringing up shitting?
Yeah.
And then like him being like, I actually have news, but I guess I'll hold it.
I'm moving to London. No,
No, you're not.
Sit
Sit
down.
down. It's like, oh.
Invalidating. Yeah, it was so
I
good.
do think it's funny to see the daughter be the
The girl
favorite
daughter,
child.
Yeah.
It's so I thought in the hierarchy, the patriarchy even, it's kind of boy does big news, then girl gets to come out as bi.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, not in
No.
this
Yeah,
family.
Famously, when I tell news to my parents, they don't hear it. Somehow it's I'm invisible. And then like my brother will say one thing and they'll be like, everybody, we're going to dinner to celebrate Tommy tonight.
good.
That's amazing, Tommy. I'm like,
You're
all
like-
right.
That's my mom.
Okay, we're gonna cut to our second break, but when we come back, we got 2 more segments.
It
And we're
is
back.
literally
And we're
Broad
back. We have a question to ask you two.
What is your Broad City moment?
City. Okay.
Oh man.
So
You first,
I'll
Joe?
never forget this day because as it was happening, I mean, it happens all the time. Like
All the
every time I'm running for a subway, I'm like, this is so Broad City. Like immediately, if I'm opening a subway door as it's closing, I'm like, this is Broad City. This was me and Andrew first year living together. We were going to Italy. We were taking a
That
trip
is
to Italy.
bougie.
It was bougie. It was bougie. This was just as the podcast started, the bank account started to dwindle at this
Yeah.
point.
And we're like, we are the most famous people. In the
Yeah,
world.
it was 6 weeks into the podcast.
Yeah.
We Andrew was working at a gym like right below our apartment. I had no passport. And my passport, like the only way I can get a passport was by scheduling an appointment for the day we left for the trip.
Oh my god.
Can
And they
you
would
believe?
turn it around in 6 hours. But this was like, I knew this for like 2 weeks. Like this is how it had to happen. So I woke up that morning sick to my stomach. Like our flight was say at 5 p.m.
Mm.
Andrew's working. I have to go to the passport agency. I wake up, I'm collecting my paperwork, I'm looking at it all, and I'm like, I'm missing a document. Like it all had to be printed out, but I thought I could just bring like digital versions. And I'm like, I don't have a fucking printer. Like this is like, why the fuck would I have a printer? What do I do? And I'm like, there is a printer in the basement of Andrew's gym. Of the gym that he's currently coaching in.
Oh my God.
And I have to get on the subway in 5 minutes. So I run downstairs. I run into the gym. Andrew is coaching a class. There are
walks
people doing
through the class.
burpees and sit-ups and doing like lifting weights. I'm jumping over people into the basement, printing
So
out this
good.
paperwork, getting on the subway, running for that subway. Very Broad City.
Thing is, you
Dude.
must have sent it to like too many times because when I went back
But
downstairs,
there was, like,
there were
my
just
social
your
security card.
socials, everything was there that I was like, we gotta throw that out. Actually,
Made my way to like, it was it Garrel on the island?
Yes,
Garrel.
Yeah, it was so
North
that
North
like
Brother.
it was North Brother Island, but it was in Fidei. It was just such a crazy space to be. And I sat in a line of people for like 3 hours with like silence, just sick, being like, Andrew's going to Italy alone. Like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Like, I cannot miss this trip.
I was like, I was like, no, Joe, please. I'm gonna find my husband.
Eventually make it through the line, everything. There are so many scares, like multiple scares, but eventually they are like, oh, the final note was like, I need my passport picture. I got it
Mhm.
printed the day before, had it ready to go. Everything is good. She looks at the picture. She goes, we can't accept this. There's a shadow behind your ear. And now I'm like
Shadow.
actually crying. I'm crying at the passport agency being like
Joe is
please.
actually, again, I'm working. Joe is texting me. I'm getting paragraphs coming in at the same time.
You're being
like, "We're
read
not
by
going.
Siri
I'm
over the
not going."
speaker.
You're like shadowing, and I'm probably telling people in the class too. I'm probably
Right.
like, Joe might not be able to come to Italy. Shadow in the picture. Shadow in the picture.
shadow in the picture. And I was like, please, like, I need to go on this trip. The flight's in 3 hours. Like, I need to go. So she took a picture for me and she's like, come back in 45 minutes. You're going to have a passport.
Thank God.
Just walked around, got the passport, and then
What
had
was her
to.
vibe? Is she kind of girl boss?
She
or-
was at that point. Prior
Mhm.
when she told me the picture was bad, it was very serious. When I started to cry, she changed her tune.
Oh, okay.
She changed her
It
tune.
works
to the
every
That's the
time.
power.
It did.
Tina Fey once said, like, if you don't know what to do, cry. It scares them.
It
scares
did.
them.
It's
and if you want to
her.
get to Italy, like
Sob.
that day, that's
Sob.
just
Cheer
a
the
Sob.
hell
bitch.
up.
Yeah.
Stay
sob
hydrated.
for your passport.
And it was then I think that I don't know if there was any chaos following that. It was just the speed of the situation,
Yeah.
like just and the urgency getting back to Williamsburg. Andrew leaving work, immediately grabbing our suitcases, getting in the car, going to the airport, getting on the flight. Like not 1 second was spent relaxing.
You were
or
not
even-
in the Hudson News being like,
No.
should we get a fast break?
I almost feel like I was
No.
like showing up. No, maybe I did get changed, but I feel like I probably would
was
have.
in your uniform.
I had my bags, I think, almost at the studio,
Yeah.
ready to go in my uniform. Yeah, we're
And
sick.
any moment that just involves urgency, high stakes, and fear to me
Of
is Broad
course.
City.
Yes.
And like the just public transport, anxiety, and jumping.
yeah,
The girls are almost never in a rush in Girls.
No, they have nowhere to be.
I've never seen
Wherever
that
they
girl
have
run.
to be. Yeah. Like, they have nowhere to be.
it's so good.
But yeah, it's just I'll never forget that. The jumping through people really hit me forever.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
But
see
we
it
all-
from
Them all
God's
doing
eyes.
burpees like while you like play Frogger. It's
jump
like,
through and then coming up from the like people probably wondering like who is
just
that man
stormed
and
the
why is he
studio.
coming up with like paperwork like you were on a mission
and a manila envelope? Yeah.
and I probably was like also like feeling your anxiousness
Sure.
and anxiety, so I probably wasn't even looking at you.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh, you're like, I can't take this on.
no, literally, this is not my problem, but like it's great, crazy.
But
Had
you
a
guys
great
made
trip.
it to Italy.
Made it to
Beautiful.
Italy. It
You
was
both fell in love.
gorgeous.
No,
With each other and life.
In life,
Yes.
with
yeah,
life.
yeah, for sure.
We
That
definitely,
happened.
we definitely look back at that trip and we're like, we've never been that happy.
We've never
But I
looked
think
that
we
good.
say that,
That's a part of it.
never looked that
we were
good.
we've never been that skinny since.
and we weren't happy then.
Tan or no?
Tan.
Okay, I've been
Tan and
thinking
tight.
about getting
Tan and
into
tight.
being a girl who's tan.
Yeah.
Sugared and bronze.
Sugar and Bronze were members.
That's place.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the place.
that's
A
the
monthly
place.
membership, I could
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, it's
No
like-
Jergens?
no, I'm not jerking.
not
Natural
us.
glow?
Not
Natural
us.
glow?
That's your go-to.
You're
You
jerking.
can't, I
No,
can't
tan
trust my
box.
hands.
Oh,
I used
sorry.
to. I have this thing where my face is always tanner than the rest of my body, and it's like that's not how it's supposed to work. So I don't really know what's happening to me.
Mm.
That's okay.
Well,
It's
your face is
okay.
more visible to the sun.
I know, but you're exfoliating it more, so it's supposed to be
Right.
paler than the rest of your
Oh,
body.
wow.
I've seen every MUA have that kind of lifestyle.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
So I don't know
It's
what.
because you do the walk and talk videos.
Yeah.
I guess.
You're in clothes, but your face isn't.
And like the
Oh.
the screen is reflecting the light right.
Right.
That's really smart.
Oh, I'm tangled. I'm tangled.
Wait, I'm
there
sorry.
we
I
go.
feel like I've been making a terrible environment for your
No,
foot today.
my feet are like going crazy, but like sometimes it's
absurd.
making me feel
I'm sorry.
something. It's really great. It's really nice.
Andrew, are those my socks?
That you gave me. You gave me a pack, Joe. Don't you do this with
Okay.
me.
Okay.
You said I got you. I have an extra pair. You want these socks? I said
Okay.
yes.
You can
Sure,
have my
sure,
socks if
sure,
you
sure,
want.
Okay, that's your Broad City moment.
Yes.
Andrew, what is your Broad City moment?
So we recently told this story, I think, on our podcast. Or
It
did we
was
say-
when we did the live shows.
we did the live shows. Yeah, I don't think we've actually ever said this.
Do you
We
not publish your live shows?
No.
girl.
Well, you know, venues
It
love to
doesn't
charge a
record
fee
well
of like
in Madison.
$900.
Of course. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
But we found out that whatever. We have the live show. But this story. So I've never done shrooms before. Until this moment. And
Really?
yeah, isn't that crazy?
To me, I'm like, you
I
got
give
into it in
shrooms.
high school.
Oh, girl. I was only getting into cake in high school. I can assure you that. But so it got to a point. Joe
Cake or
Joe
shrooms.
always like has really smart, intellectual, high thinking, high level friends, right? My friends tend to
He doesn't
be.
read that way.
He doesn't read that way. That he's like trying to like talk like
That's not
talk
what
at
I'm
like a high
catching.
level with
I
people.
love it.
I'm like
I've
somebody
met
who
him.
like tries to keep up. I try to keep up. I'm
Right.
like, let's talk surface level. Let's bring it back down to earth.
Yeah.
Did someone go
It-
to liberal arts college and someone go to state school?
But what'd you say?
Liberal arts college, state school?
No, I went to a private school.
I went.
Oh.
I couldn't even tell you what my school was.
I think yours was maybe public.
I think it was a private school,
Private?
but it was Hofstra University.
Yeah.
If that means
It shouldn't
anything.
be anything,
It shouldn't be
honestly. Out of
anything. Yeah.
business.
I've never
exactly.
heard that
Didn't it get
word.
bought?
What?
I think I have no
Hofstra?
idea. Yeah,
I think it got
Hofstra.
bought by or am I thinking of something?
Hofstra Pride.
I don't
is
know.
their-
I don't know.
Marymount?
I don't
Marymount
know.
got
Pride?
by Northeast.
Their mascot's the Pride.
Yeah, the pride. It's
So
a
is
lion.
that
It's a
an
lion.
Literally, Joe.
animal
A
or
lion.
idea?
It's
a
the idea
lion.
of a lion.
Yeah.
It's the idea of a
Lion
lion.
Pride. Lion
Okay,
Pride.
got it.
But anyway, so Joe has done shrooms before at this point, so I'm
Okay.
like, okay, I'm trusting him. Like
Shaman.
he's like literally my
Mhm.
shaman, and these two other girls that we were with were like, don't even worry, we have it covered. Like you're gonna be so fine. So I'm like, okay, I'm vibing out. Like this is gonna be an amazing time. We're in the smallest apartment that in New York City. Like it was so compact. It's February, by the way. Our Christmas tree is still up. You know what I mean? It's one of
Yeah.
those. It's like
You're in that
setting-
era.
We're in that
yeah.
era. So we
Christmas tree covered in little mushroom ornaments.
mushroom ornaments. That
A
honestly,
motif.
was it still the original Christmas tree? Or
I
did
think
it
so.
stink
I think
like
it was
piss?
the original one.
Okay, yeah, because we swapped that Christmas tree out for a different thing. But anyways, we steeped it in tea. I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna get myself into. We're all sitting in this living
You know
room.
what? Your first shrooms you did at T mode?
Yeah.
T mode? No, T mode inside was not leaving. Small space.
Wait,
don't
did
really
you
know
like
these
the
people.
you're with? Oh no, you can never do shrooms with strangers.
Don't really know these people, and I already set the tone to say like I can't keep up with conversation. So I'm already like
no.
second guessing a lot of things that I'm saying. We're setting intentions. I'm stressed. We drink the tea. I'm like, okay, that kind of tasty.
Yeah, no worries.
Suddenly, it starts to hit. The Christmas tree was not helping. It looked like it was moving towards me. The doorbell was ringing. Packages were being delivered.
No.
One of the girls giving
It's
birth.
still Christmas in that house.
No, legitimately. One of the girls is processing her sister's birth on the floor.
No.
So like simply giving birth on the floor. I'm in the corner of the couch, like actually having a conniption to a point where like it wasn't looking good for me. So I decided, let's go into my room.
Right.
They tell you not to look into your mirror when you're on a shrooms trip, but I of course look into my mirror and I'm
That's really
smacking my
unhealthy.
face in the mirror like, what is going on? I decided to fully declothe, get naked, and it was a beautiful moment for me and my body. I was really hugging my body and having a
Aw.
great time.
Well, you're about to go to Italy. You're the skinniest you've ever
But
been.
legitimately, I have a picture of Poland up in my wall, like in my room
Well,
for
we
no
know
reason.
that.
I'm not
Everyone
Polish.
knows that you have a photo of Poland.
Exactly, like I'm obsessed with Poland. Like, what's going on there? It was a black and white image of Poland, and I was looking
Black
into
and
this
white?
image. It was black and white. It was
You
kind of
printed
vintage.
it in the basement of your gym as well.
No, like legitimately after Joe's documents, like it was just like an extra added image of Poland. I'm looking into this image of Poland and like I simply was transported to Poland. And what happened was it took me through my entire ancestry of my lineage, of my grandfather,
Oh
my
my
great grandfather. I
God.
was going through something. And then I came out of this trip.
Were
and
you
I was like,
Jewish?
at the time, I could have been. I was willing to take on anything. I literally was like going through my ancestry, and then it was going through my brother, my dad, my grandfather. I came out, and I was like, oh my God, every single man in my family is gay. That was my realization. I come out, Joe is
Well, it sounds
Joe
like
is-
Joe's friends need to learn a little bit from you.
legitimately. I come out, Joe is sitting on the couch listening to, what was the album?
Chemtrails Over the Country Club.
Yeah,
By
I
Lana
was
Del Rey.
Oh.
like in his
Crying.
feels, crying, sobbing, emotional, whatever. And then all of a sudden, the other girl comes out of our other friend comes out of the room with God written on her forehead backwards. with
Okay,
a
so what you took wasn't shrooms, by the way.
No, it was insane. She had a full notepad, and she was like, "I came to a conclusion.
You guys
Every single
boiled
person
crack.
is God.
Every
No.
single person is God.
Yeah, you are God. I am
Classic.
God.
That-
So-
I've heard that one.
Yeah, we've all been there.
So yeah, it just felt like I trusted Joe implicitly on the shrooms trip and the environment, and I really said yes. I didn't turn it down, and we went for it. And I haven't done shrooms since.
I fear
It
that
sounds
listeners to the
gummies,
podcast
but-
will feel like that was what this episode was.
legitimately.
People are
So-
gonna hear that, and it's kind of gonna be like when you guys saw Alana smoke, and you're like, I gotta try weed.
I have to try weed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
'Cause it's
I'm a full proponent of shrooms, please.
Yeah.
I'm a big shroom head.
Why? I feel like low key, the story makes it sound like it was kind of an amazing experience that you would want to do once a week.
What? No,
Wait,
no,
wait, and can you just let me know
literally.
what part of it? Just
The naked part was actually fantastic.
The naked part, the Poland, like connecting with the past,
Poland's for sure.
realizing
For
your
sure.
sexuality is like part of a long lineage.
Mhm.
Like this all
Yeah.
seems really powerful and uplifting.
It's about how you frame it.
Really
Yeah.
good reframe.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about getting into being a therapist?
I literally, the thought crossed my mind last night where I was like, why am I doing all this other stuff? Like, I legit just want to help people one-on-one.
No, I mean, I'm leaving here thinking about a lot of things,
All mentally
specifically
ill
my
girls
relationship
do.
to men. But yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm a therapist only to gay guys. I'm like, sorry, I only allow gay guys in my practice. I don't want to help anyone else.
You're like, let's chat. Yeah, let's talk breeding. No.
LOL.
That's an
Yeah.
amazing Broad City moment, but I am like, well, you've got to go do ayahuasca in Latin America. I
I've
think.
thought about it.
Yeah.
I literally like came to the conclusion last month that I was
If
like,
you experience that much
Mhm.
from simple shroom tea, I can't even imagine what you would learn.
I don't
No.
care for shrooms that much. Sometimes
Really?
I love, sometimes I hate, but even a $3 bill, one time I did shrooms with my ex-boyfriend and I told him I was outside of my body the whole time. And then he made me take him home and tuck him into bed. I said, I haven't been in the room one time. I'm making you tea right now.
that's so good.
Oh my god,
Ay, ay, ay.
girl.
And then I got naked and looked into a photo of Poland.
Yeah, no,
It happened.
No,
Everybody,
as we
yeah.
all do. By the way,
Mhm.
everyone goes through that.
Yeah.
Literally.
We
It's
have
just a
one more
phase.
segment. Girl, get your
Your
Glock.
Glock.
It's
It's
rapid
rapid
fire
fire
time.
time.
We're going to ask you a series of rapid fire questions. Don't think twice. Are you both ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you schoolgirls? Or are you getting schooled, girl?
I'm schoolgirl.
Yes. Reduce, reuse, recycle, or Rihanna.
Rihanna.
for sure, yeah.
Who would you rather have go down on you, Michael Bublé or Janet Jackson?
Janet
Michael
Jackson.
Bublé.
Fuck, Mary, Kill, Madonna, Rihanna, Alana.
Oh my
Oh
god,
my God,
that's
are you-
horrible.
are you
I like won't even
serious?
answer that. Okay,
Kill
fine.
someone?
Killing Madonna, no shade, no shade. I'm marrying Alana and I'm fucking Rihanna. That kind of just that seems logical.
That
It
makes sense to me.
Does kind of make sense because
How could you not fuck Rihanna?
you
number
have to
one?
fuck Rihanna.
Yeah.
You're so right. And Alana is going to be, your relationship is going to be
wave.
so much fun.
Yeah.
I don't want to kill
No,
Madonna.
no one wants
No.
to.
So, like, yeah.
It-
I'm going to kill her, but it's going to be, like, so fun.
Yeah, like it's
Chris
gonna be
Brown.
like because she was ready.
She was like, I'm so good. Yeah, exactly.
It's euthanasia.
It's euthanasia.
It's euthanasia.
So right.
Do you think Google Maps is the cops tracking us, steering us away from their own corruption?
Yes.
She's still running. Is running the metaphor?
Yes.
Is cheating victimless?
No.
No.
Wrong. Am I? I'm at the farmer's market. Cause this is so juicy.
Girl.
I don't know what the hell that was.
I'm like, yeah, it is.
Can you guys answer that, please? You guys are weird.
Like, yes.
You know when Bevers is like, am I
Yeah.
at the farmer's market? Because this is so
So
juicy.
juicy.
But that's more of a statement.
Yeah.
So,
Yes,
Like
we're at the farmer's market.
Yes.
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 so what are we trying to say with these outfits?
I'm sporty. I'm chic. I'm from New York.
Okay, so we don't. It's rapid fire. Would you move your cheat day for Trey?
Yes.
Is she a real queen or a queen like us?
A
A real queen.
Between you two, those masters.
Who's the master stretcher?
Sorry, I have dyslexia.
Who's the master stretcher?
Between
Andrew.
Me.
Can we do?
Gotcha.
I think we should end the podcast by everyone gets the cat call. So if someone will walk by and we all have to come up with a
Okay.
cat call.
Okay.
I can go first.
Okay.
It's just we ended after me.
Yeah,
You
probably.
just want some compliments. I'm scared. Hey, sexy.
Damn, look at those arms, baby.
Oh my god, one shoulder.
Yeah, I love
Yes,
that shoulder.
that was good.
I say it in an
That was
accent.
Okay, so it's not the best idea I've ever had.
Girl.
Listen, you just
Did you
wanted
like
it
the
to-
compliment?
you
You
wanted
just
to-
wanted to be complimented.
Well, thank you guys so much for being on the pod.
Of course. thank
Where
you for
can
having
people
us.
find
us.
you?
They can find us across all social media platforms at Good Children Pod.
And
Every
what
single
day of the week are you
Wednesday.
guys releasing your episodes?
Every single Wednesday.
Oh my god. Okay, so Tuesdays is us, Wednesdays
Perfect.
them. Like
Mhm.
make your routine, folks.
Yeah, Sunday
Yeah.
is church.
Sunday's
Sunday's
church.
church.
And don't you
Oh.
forget it.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Except for Girl Church, which is on Thursday. That's Amelia's
Yes.
comedy show.
And oh my
Yes.
god, look at this. The whole week is running
I
out
mean,
here.
we're busy, folks.
Yeah.
We're busy.
Literally.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for being on.
Thank you for
Truly a
having
pleasure.
us.
I feel like I had an amazing time, and
This was
even
so
though I'm
fun.
really hot in this sweater, like it was worth it.
It was worth
So
it.
worth it,
It was
yeah.
worth it.
We'll be back next week. Until then, see
See ya.
ya.